A Palestinian journalist for Al-Jazeera was killed by gunfire early this Wednesday in the occupied West Bank. The Palestinian Health Ministry says 51-year-old Shereen Abu Aqleh was shot in the face and died soon afterward. The shooting happened during an Israeli army raid in Jenin refugee camp. The Israeli military has stepped up its operations in the area in recent weeks after a series of deadly attacks in Israel. Well, for more, we can cross to Jerusalem and speak to Sami Sockol. Sami, what more do we know about what happened?
Yeah, well, Shereen Abu Aqleh went to Jenin today together with the producer Ali Samoudi. Ali Samoudi is also a known journalist, and he's from Jenin. And they were covering the Israeli kind of invasion into the camp. And we know that early in the morning there was exchange of fire between Israeli forces and gunmen. And the two of them, together with some other journalists, they were in this quite built-up area. And then there was the shooting. Now, according to Ali Samoudi, who was shot in his shoulder and is now in hospital, he was saying that the Israeli soldiers, they were shooting at them, that there was no justification for this kind of a shooting, that there weren't any armed men next to them. This is what he says. This is also what other journalists there who have been covering it. They say that the fire came from the direction of the Israeli soldiers. Now the IDF was quick to release a statement saying that they want to investigate what happened and that maybe she was killed by gunmen. So this is what we know that happened there.
And Sami, this has drawn swift condemnation from Al Jazeera, also a response from Israel. Can you take us through what some of the reaction has been?
Yeah, well, you have to realize that Shereen Abu Aqleh is a very popular journalist here. She's a very much known face. She's been covering the beat of the occupied West Bank for more than 2 decades. So she's like a familiar face in many Palestinian homes. And she's been out there. So, I mean, there's been an outpour, I would say, of emotions. Al Jazeera, they are accusing Israel of determinedly to trying to kill Shereen Abu Aqleh. We have heard the human rights organizations that are saying that there has to be an international investigation. They don't trust Israel to investigate this case. There's been strong condemnation also from the Palestinian president, Abu Mazen, and other politicians. What we've heard from the Israeli side, let's say from the Israeli Foreign Minister Yair Lapid, he expressed regret. And he was saying that they want to investigate it together with the Palestinians, and that they're offering some kind of a joint way to check this out. But I can tell you that I don't think there will be any kind of joint investigation here. The funeral is going quite quickly. She was taken out of the hospital in Jenin, and we're expecting to see the funeral today. And, there's a lot of mistrust towards the Israeli military, especially when it comes to Palestinian journalists. Palestinian journalists over the years have been attacked by soldiers. They've been beaten by soldiers. We haven't seen this kind of a shooting in the head before here, but this is kind of seen as a climax of Israeli oppressive policies in the West Bank.
All right, Sami, thank you very much for your analysis. Sami Sockol reporting for us there from Jerusalem.